What's up, my friends? John Levesque here, and we are back with another tutorial, keeping it going with our beginner series of figuring out ChatGPT. Now, if you remember previously in our video last week, we went and talked to ChatGPT about helping us come up with a plan for how to reinvent my social media. As I am now creating community, doing tutorials on AI, I'll still do some automation, but no longer will my focus be, so product specific. Where, as previously you knew me as the DocuSign guy or the Power Automate guy, now I'm really gonna cross the gamut and I'm gonna use all the AI tools, and I will really show everything. And so today, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and go right back to ChatGPT where we started, but we're gonna add in a couple other tools and make them compete a little bit. So let's go ahead. I'm gonna switch over to my screen and we'll jump right in. All right, so for a recap, this was the prompt that I used last week to kick off this relaunch of the YouTube. I outlined some of my needs. We got some info here from ChatGPT. It asked some questions of us. We answered those questions, and then it spit out some results. Now, here's the key takeaways. It talks about banners, it talks about cadence, it talks about having goals, it talks about voice, like what is my voice, what is your voice. You'll need to determine that with ChatGPT when you do this. And then also launch trigger. What is a launch trigger? It's the thing that you're going to attempt to draw attention to. And so I'm going to start a community. My thing has been building community forever, so check the description. There's going to be links down there. Also, there's a prompt guide. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump in. So enough recap. You saw what happened. It suggested all this material. Now, I went ahead and I did a couple of things for us real fast, okay? I went and I actually just took a couple of the pieces of the info it gave us for the banners, because that's what I want to start with, and I just dropped it here in a note so it's handy, so I don't have to go and try and find it in the ChatGPT conversation every time I want to use it. So first thing now is I'm actually going to go back to the top of this project. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to basically start a new conversation, which will happen right here. And before I do that, I'm going to click on Tools and I'm going to click Create an Image. And I'm going to make sure that my model is 4.0. 4.0 creates the best images. It's better than 0.3. Now, I know this can all be confusing, but just keep it in mind. Do some research on these models if you want to. Oh, my screen just got way blurry. There we go. I'm back. You can do some research on these models, look up the differences. I will suggest to you as I'm using them, the ones I'm using. And this really honestly comes through tribal knowledge and trying and failing and cause and effect. And so I don't really have good reasoning. Maybe I'll do some research and come up with some better reasoning. But yeah, anyways, 4.0, image on. Let's go ahead and pull up the note. And we're going to go ahead and copy this prompt here. And I'm going to tell it, I want a new YouTube banner. Okay, so told it there are the details, and I paste it in, and now we hit enter. Now, ChatGPT is going to start creating an image. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, so that literally took a minute and a half, 90 seconds to display that image. I sped that way up. But honestly, like the outcome is not bad. That's honestly pretty good. Um, I kind of feel decent about that. So let's go ahead now and take this same exact full prompt, okay? And let's go to a different tool called Midjourney. Midjourney has been the leading image generation tool, in my opinion, for a long time. Now, it specializes in a few things: uh, people, characters, and replicability. You can essentially create a person or a character that you can regenerate multiple times in different scenes with different clothing. Midjourney is a extremely powerful image generation tool. Now, what it's not known for is graphic design, in my experience. So let's go ahead and take this same exact prompt and drop it into Midjourney and see what happens. Okay, that did not work. That did not work at all. So I think Midjourney did not understand that prompt. Let's try something and clean it up. Let's do this. Let's get rid of all this text. We'll do YouTube banner, and then we'll do a bar vivid gradient sunset, and then we'll keep bold white headline, build your way to real freedom, subtext. We'll keep all that. Upper right social icons, and then and then Midjourney has some code stuff. I believe it's this. It's AR, something like this. And then we want 16 by 9 instead of 9 by 16. Let's see if this works. Failed to submit, unknown flag. Maybe it's AR like that. There we go. Okay, so aspect ratio 16 by 9. See here how it made the tag and now everything is widescreen. So again, this is one of those things where with usage, you'll kind of pick up some of the things. And honestly, how I learned this was going to things that other people created on Midjourney. There's an Explore tab here. You can see their prompts. You can see the styles that they change. You can see how they got to what they got to. And that actually taught me a lot of how to use Midjourney. So again, these are not a great output. I don't really love those. So I think we're going to go ahead and say right now ChatGPT is still leading. We'll go ahead and skip Midjourney on this one. We'll come back here, we'll copy this prompt again, and we'll come over to Canva, and we'll click on the Canva AI, and we'll say design for me, social media, and then the format here, it's not a YouTube banner, but let's go ahead and just use YouTube banner. And then let's get rid of all this because we already gave it some context that it's a social media YouTube banner, so we didn't need that in the prompt. So let's just go ahead and keep all this. Now, let's get rid of this and let's say widescreen format. I don't know if that's going to work. I'm not sure if Canva does the aspect ratio or the resolution, so we're going to just try and keep it simple here. All right, let's see what it makes. Okay, good. So it did go widescreen. That's great to know. You know, Canva, it didn't do too bad here. Like these are not great. Discover AI driven travel tutorials and insights. It took some liberty. Build your way to real free. Okay, so these ones, build your way to real freedom, prompt and profit. What is? I mean, it's not the right styling that I called for. This one is interesting. It's very simple. Like if I wanted to go that vibe of like, what's that game? Oh, there was a game. Firewatch. It feels like very Firewatch style. Sorry, nerd moment there. Anyways, okay, so let's go back now. I mean, I think honestly, ChatGPT is the winner. Like this is the clear winner. So, I guess let's do this now to keep it interesting for the LinkedIn banner. Let's go ahead and do reverse order. So let's come to Canva first. Let's keep that all the same. And then let's do this. Split tone banner, left side. Photo of me. Right side, minimalist copy, helping builders turn knowledge into profit. CEO of Seek. Tagline, authenticity over algorithms. And then we do widescreen format. Okay, starting with Canva first. Let's see what they come up with. Yeah, these are not great. These are not great. Yeah, you know, I don't know if the photo of me on the left works either, right? Like I might need to rethink this prompt. So let's do this. Let's think about this. You know what? You know what? Let's see what it comes up with actually. I just want to see this. Why is it cut off though? Oh, interesting. Okay, let's try. I mean, first of all, that's not me, but that's actually a pretty cool image. Uh, the writing on the Ducati is off, but it's in the right spot, which is interesting. Okay, so that's obviously not going to work. So let's think of a new concept. Okay, and so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this prompt and we're going to check off image. We're going to go to O3 real quick and we're going to say we need a new LinkedIn banner concept. Maybe something more similar to YouTube. What do you think? And then let's actually go say this. I don't want an image of me in the banner. Okay, well, he's thinking. Okay, here we go. All right, so give us a couple options to choose from here. And I think I'm going to try concept A. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually throw it back into 4. I'm going to throw on create an image. And I'm going to say, let's go ahead and create concept A. So it'll take 90 seconds or so. So I'll speed this up. I mean, I mean, ChatGPT is like killing it right now. uh, that's that's a pretty decent match. I'm gonna download that. I'm gonna download that, and so now we have our banners. And so now what we need to do is we need to go back to our main hub here. And what we need to do is we probably want to do a rewrite on our about sections. And so I think I'm going to start with YouTube. Let's go there first because the about section on YouTube is like, it's like really small, right? Like you got all this stuff here, but the description is not very long. So let's do this. Let's edit the channel real quick and change which one is which. Oof. Uh Aspect ratio is way wrong. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take this screenshot. We're gonna go back to ChatGPT. We're gonna drop it in that conversation. We're gonna add the original, and we're gonna say, notice how the image needs to actually be formatted here to fit on YouTube. Please redesign the banner so it fits well for all devices. All right, so now we fed it an image as reference where it's showing how it's got to be cut off, right? And we fed it the original image back. So now hopefully it's going to be smart enough to go ahead and take the constraints that we've identified through the image and apply them to what was generated. Let's see what happens. Well, unfortunately, it created the exact same thing. It did not constrain to the proportions needed. So, although it made a good design, it did not create the thing that we needed it to. So, interesting. The AI here is kind of failing us across the board. Midjourney didn't give us real words or anything. Canva kind of gave us something, but it wasn't very pleasant. And although ChatGPT gave us something that is like nice looking, it doesn't actually fit the need. So let me think about this real quick again to see, can we do this with AI? Or are we going to have to go jump into a tool like Canva where a human is still required somewhat? Okay, so here I am in Canva templates, which is not technically AI. This is just graphic design made easy. So, interesting outcome for today. I'm not going to have you watch me use the Canva tool to create a new banner. I will let you do that yourself. But, interesting outcome here. We could not get the desired output that we wanted from AI. And so, you know what? I'm going to just let it be what it is. I'm not going to try and force it. And if you have a better story or a better way of doing this, I would love to learn. So, if you have some way of creating the correct dimensioned banners per social network, I'd love to see it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and design these new banners and get them uploaded. Okay, and so just to finish this up authentically, uh, I did end up building this entirely in Canva. I did not get to use AI. I tried a couple more times, but honestly, the process of using AI for this particular use case took more time. If I just came straight to Canva and made this, uploaded it, saw that the dimensions were wrong, went and shrunk it all down, recreated it, I probably would have spent 1/3 of the time. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that AI is not amazing. It's just that certain jobs, like at least right now, still require a human touch. And so graphic designers, you're safe for a while. You cannot be replaced by a AI. Now, Canva makes it easy for me, someone who is willing to go and learn a little bit and try a little bit to make something. Could someone who's a professional make something better than this for me? Absolutely. But AI could not. And so I'm somewhere in the middle. I self-made it using a tool that I find easy to use. So, interesting outcome on this one. AI gave us some pretty options, some shitty options, some options that didn't fit at all. And Canva, a tool that is somewhere in the middle, gave us our final outcome. So, fun video. They're not all going to be like this, but that's an interesting outcome. All right, guys. Much love from me. See you in the next one.